Welcome back to Math Maintenance. Today we are talking about PEMDAS. I'm wondering if any of you have ever heard of PEMDAS in math class. Well, PEMDAS stands for our order of operations, and it tells us that when we're working out a problem, we need to do everything in parentheses first, we need to do exponents second, then we need to look for things that we're multiplying or dividing, and the last things that we do are to add and subtract the numbers. Now, the trick in this part and this part is that even though it goes multiply and divide, those two things are grouped together. So just like reading a book, we're working from left to right with those steps. So if the problem says 8 divided by 2 times 3, even though multiply comes before divide in our PEMDAS thing, make my division sign not look so much like a subtraction sign, even though it says multiply and then divide, I'm thinking about these two steps at the same time, and I'm working from left to right across my problem. So I would do 8 divided by 2, that would be 4. 4 times 3 would get me to 12. Same thing when I'm doing adding and subtracting. Even though add comes before subtract in my PEMDAS, if I have 8 minus 3 plus 2, I'm going to work from left to right in the problem, and 8 minus 3 is going to be 5, and then when I add 2, I get to 7. You can't see the 7. There's the 7. Now, when it does matter is if I have something like this. Let's say I have a number sentence that says 8 minus 2 times 2. Because of PEMDAS, I need to first look for parentheses. There's no parentheses in this problem, so there's nothing I need to do first. Then I look for exponents. There's no exponents in this problem, so I don't need to do any of those second. Then I need to look for multiplication and division. There is multiplication in this problem, so I need to do the multiplication before I subtract it from 8. So in this case, I'm not just working left to right in the problem, because otherwise I would do 8 minus 2 and get 6, and then multiply by 2, and I would get the answer to be 12. But that's not the answer to this problem. We first need to do the multiply step of 2 times 2, which equals 4. 8 minus 4 gets me to 4. So the answer to this problem is 4. Even though when I'm reading left to right, the first thing I get to is subtraction. When I'm following my order of operations, the first thing that I should be doing is multiplication, because that's what I come to first. I can mix up a problem like that by adding some parentheses. So maybe my problem now says 6 minus 2 times 2. The first thing I always check for in my problem is parentheses. Because there's parentheses that are holding something together, I do what's inside the parentheses before I do anything else. So inside the parentheses is a 6 minus 2, which gives me 4. Now I look if there's other parentheses. Are there exponents? Now I look for multiply and divide. There is multiplication, so this problem gets me to 8. It's always important that you're looking in this order: parentheses, exponents, multiplying, dividing, and then adding and subtracting, instead of just reading a problem from left to right, because the problems don't work, or you won't get the right answer if you're just reading from left to right. Let's try one like this. 3 times 3 minus 7 plus 2. All right, let's think about what I need to do first. Well, there's parentheses in this problem, so I know that whatever is happening in the parentheses comes before I do anything else. Inside the parentheses is 3 times 3, and I know that that's 9. Then I have minus 7 plus 2. I like to rewrite my problem because it helps me to just see what I've done so far, and then I can think about PEMDAS again and what I should do next. There's no exponents, multiplying and dividing, there's none of that, adding and subtracting, but remember these two things, even though it says add and then subtract, these two things happen at the same time. So I just need to read my problem from left to right and do what it tells me to do. So 9 minus 7 gives me 2 plus 2 equals 4. Working my way from the parentheses, which had the multiplication in it, and then looking for addition and subtraction by working my way left to right, led me to the correct answer. Today, you have a couple of different ways to practice this. The first way that you're going to practice PEMDAS is through the order of operations popsicle sheet in your packet. So there's a sheet like this that has, it looks like 12 problems on it. You'll want to go through each one and check order of operations, and then you'll get the final answer and you'll write it down here in the bottom of the popsicle base, in the popsicle body. You might want to write parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract up at the top, so you're always remembering that you're checking for those things. Your hands-on activity today is going to use the 24 cards that are included in your packet. To play the game 24, you're looking at the 4 numbers that are on those cards and using addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in order to figure out a way to make 24 out of the numbers that you've been given. The cards that have just 1 dot on them will be the easiest. The cards that have 2 dots on them are a little bit more challenging, and the 3 dot ones are the biggest challenge. So I would try to master the 1 dot cards first, then the 2 dot, and then challenge yourself with the 3 dot. Your digital activity today is also around the game 24. You would be playing 24 on a website. So you can go to the website and use the cards that it digitally provides you in order to try to figure out how to use addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in order to make the number 24. Good luck practicing your order of operations today. Remember parentheses, exponents, then we multiply and divide from left to right, and then we add, subtract from left to right. Good luck.